Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing great. My name is Rio Sidin. My surname is Nurov. Today, I'll be talking about very interesting and frequently asked, frequently requested topics in business studies. Entrepreneurship. Today, yes, first of all, I would like to start with entrepreneurship and then continue and finish with what the business opportunities. Entrepreneurship. Here is the outline for today's topics. We got entrepreneur, then entrepreneurship, enterprise, qualities of an entrepreneur, and qualities of entrepreneurship, and then we got entrepreneurial process. We got then business opportunities and ideas. The last thing we're talking about testing ideas. If you're ready, then let's get started. So first of all, when we look at the word of entrepreneur, the word entrepreneur is derived from the French, which literally means what? To take or undertake. So thus, entrepreneur as the person who generally what? Takes the risk, financial risk. Okay, then and the next one, I would like to talk about most three important terms within the topic of entrepreneurship. The first one is entrepreneur. So entrepreneur, when you look at the definition of entrepreneur, you might see thousands of hundreds of what definitions. Somebody who what takes the financial risk of starting and managing the new enterprise. So right, and entrepreneurship is a whole process of creating a new business in order to make profit, because that's the ultimate goal of any entrepreneur, right? And the enterprise is the product, I would say, right? Is a product of what? Of entrepreneurship process. So, right? So we can say as a business venture which is being created by the entrepreneur. So as you see here, we got a person, entrepreneur, someone who takes risk as a person, and we got a whole process, the process of what? Entrepreneurship, that, I mean, which as someone who takes financial risk in order to run his own home business through using what? Or through utilizing from factors of production. And the ultimate goal is what? Making profit. And the last one is outcome. Right? Outcome, enterprise. Okay, because the enterprise is an entity which any entrepreneur what makes his or her what? Profit. So here I did my best to briefly explain you three most important terms of entrepreneurship within today's topic. And then yes, I would like to continue with more detailed definition of entrepreneurship. So, as I said to you, entrepreneurship is a process of operating and starting and managing the whole new business. So, in this process, as an entrepreneur, I mean somebody who takes the risk of creating a whole new product or service. A service which has a product and service which what both of them have certain values for people by spending time and effort. So here generally, as I mentioned earlier, so by definition of entrepreneur, the financial risk. So the most important thing that every entrepreneur should be aware of is what? Taking financial risk. So in financial risk, as you know that you're going to start up your business, but you also should bear in mind that yes, I'm going to start up my business, but it doesn't mean that 100% I'm going to be successful. It never happens. So you should be ready in order to embrace certain challenges and what? Risks. So yes, as I said to you, the ultimate goal is making profit. So by making profit, as we said, and most of you know that profit is what? Something we should exclude cost and from revenue, from sales, and what remains will be our what? Our profit. So I do my best to write this somewhere here. Let me write. Okay, so profit, right, equals to what? Revenue, sometimes referred to as what? Sales minus costs. So moving swiftly on, I would like to talk about more about entrepreneur. So previously, right, a few moments ago, I just have given the shorter a definition or hint of who entrepreneur is, right? But generally, it all starts with an idea, okay? So as an entrepreneur, you have to have what? A unique idea, which should be totally different from the rest of people who is what? Already operating their businesses. So you got a whole new unique idea what with the purpose of starting and developing a new venture, a new what? A new business, a new firm. But you should utilizing from the factors of production. By factors of production, we mean actually 4 factors. We got land, labor, capital, and we got enterprise. So in economics, these factors of production referred as to input, and output as something that we produced. So generally businesses, firms, suppliers do their best what? To keep the minimize the input. So they do their best to keep the cost of what? Input, land, labor, capital, enterprise, and maximize what? The output, what they produced. So when you got what maximized number of output compared to minimized quantity or number of input, you see they would what? We got revenue minus cost, which simply keeps our profit high. Right, as I said to you, so through what? Through utilizing from the factors of production, by taking all types of risks and uncertainties, specifically financial risk, as I said earlier. Yes, the main purpose, as I said, you're making profit, but through what? Through having satisfied customers and consumers. Because customers and consumers and clients, so these people, this group of consumers, this group of people, this market, they are the one who keeps they are the one who keep our business alive. They are the reason that an entrepreneur is making money. That's why the main goal is for any entrepreneur is keeping them what? Content, satisfied, and happy. That's what they should do actually, right? So moving on. So there are certain what important characteristics of an entrepreneur. So entrepreneur is not a regular person. Okay, you're a leader. Okay, first of all, as you see here, you should be highly committed. And then of course, the second and the most important thing is what? High energy level. You should be energetic. You should inspire others. If you run your own business, but maybe you got around 5 or 6 staff, you should also motivate them. So by seeing your that how you right now getting energetic, they might get inspired and get influenced and get what? Motivated. You should be responsible. I mean, by responsibility, it's not the way that okay, you should pay the salary of your employees on time. Or no. You should be responsible in every aspect of your business. And risk-taking ability, right? So by risk-taking ability, we mean not only the financial risks, because yes, financial risk is the key here. If you fail financial risk, I mean, yes, so risk-taking ability, we should know how to take risk. We should be fully aware of that we have risks. Risks is inevitable here. Specifically for newly created businesses, because they first of all give priority in order to survive within the first and the 2 years of their operation. So they do their best to survive. Because after then 2-3 years, now they might have certain amount of budget that now they are able to make profit, right? So that's one, yes. Risk-taking ability is key as well here. But leadership and managerial skills. So by leadership, it's not being boss. A leader is someone who inspires people. Okay, inspires people, inspires employees. Okay, someone who practices, and people see them. these sorts of leaders. So yeah, managerial skills. We should know how to operate, how to control, how to regulate the business. Okay, sometimes most of startuppers, okay, those who newly started their business up, most of them might be not experienced. If you already started up your with a restaurant, most of them probably they have been working as a what, waiter or waitress previously, and they somehow learned how to operate a restaurant. That's why at least we have to have a minimum level of experience and maybe managerial skills. So the next one is we should as an entrepreneur, we should prioritize skills of employees over money, right? As I see, I've been working in different educational schools and institutions. Unfortunately, I saw that most of bosses, they unfortunately do not prioritize skill of employees. They rather prefer what money over them. So they do their best to minimize 500, 600, I don't know, maybe some money, or maybe, I don't know, Turkish lira or maybe dollar, but they don't hire that specific, highly qualified, okay, well qualified, I don't know, whatever you call. They don't even prefer them. Instead, they prefer someone less experienced, okay, less energetic, okay, less committed employees. We should prioritize achievements, qualities, skills, qualifications to money, and open-mindedness. Okay, open-mindedness and optimism. So by open-minded, we mean we should be able to be welcoming other ideas. Okay, for example, you work within a company, you're a boss, you're an entrepreneur. You should also pay close attention, good attention to your employees. We shouldn't dehumanize them. Okay, we should give them time. We should prioritize their ideas as well, because most of them better know most part of our company than we do. Okay, for example, if you work in an education company, in educational institution, I mean, okay, most of teachers know, most of teachers know students better than what director and deputy director of vice principal, I don't know, vice principal or principal, right? That's why we should pay very close attention to them. Okay, if there is some problem, okay, related to, I don't know, the discipline of students, they are not well behaved, etc., we should pay very close attention to them, because in this way you also give the indication of importance to the employees, to teachers. That's why they may get motivated. We should prioritize open-mindedness, achievement. We should also improve ourselves as a leader, okay, because as I said, your boss and leader is totally different. Okay, so we should also know and learn how to be leader that inspire employees, and we should also be risk takers. Okay, risk taking abilities. We should be responsible. We should have high energy level, and we should be highly committed. Okay, these are the main characteristics of an entrepreneur. And the next one is a characteristic of an entrepreneurship. So first of all, this is economic activity. This is economic activity. So what does it mean? It means in an entrepreneurship process, so we got a market. In this market, as an entrepreneur, we are seller. I mean, we sell goods or services, right? So there will be a market which people engage in exchange, right? That's why we do our best to produce the best of everything, in order to keep our both employees, because employees are our internal consumers, employees, and the most important ones, customers. And innovation, during we live in the 21st century, the age of technology. It's inevitable not to adapt and not to take let's say the latest technology within our company. So we should do our best to be innovative. If you adapt, if you really have nice, innovative ideas and innovative approach, you might stay in the market, you might stay in the competition. Now you become more competitive. The risk, as I said, uncertainties, as I said, risk and uncertainties, we cannot run away from risk. Okay, so risk is also what characteristic of any entrepreneurship. And then the next one is profit. Yeah, as I said, the profit keeps employees motivated and entrepreneur as well, because the ultimate goal of any entrepreneur is what, making profit. So making profit is the only thing that keeps both employees and managers, keep them what, motivated, keep them happy. That's why this is one of the characteristics of entrepreneurship. Last but not least, we got teamwork. So teamwork is a process of understanding each other well. So in teamwork, generally people from different divisional departments, they do their best to fulfill their duties. So I don't know, if there is a problem, I mean, all maybe departmental managers or departmental directors should sit down and settle the problem. That's why teamwork is a key. Teamwork is a network. So as a network that focuses on what? Resolving internal and external problems within a company. An entrepreneurial process as a whole what? The vision and the process of how to produce a product or service, right? First of all, we got idea. So idea generation. We should have idea, a unique idea. And the second one is we should develop and improve or maybe create a business model. Okay, which business model should we adopt? Okay, based on our budget. Okay, so first of all, based on what we created, business model, we should also create a business plan. A business plan is a set of all goals and strategic planning of your business. For example, you are trying to get subsidies from state, right? From government. First of all, you should create your business plan. If you have really good business plan and states what, have a look at your business plan and it's being taken into consideration whether it's worth I don't know, financing or not. For example, if you have certain aims, maybe you decrease the unemployment rate, you care much more about social corporate responsibilities. If your company is environmentally friendly. So all these things are what factors that state what takes into consideration. So resourcing, by resourcing we mean we got an idea right now, we got business model, and now time to finance and time to raising fund. Okay, it means we need money in order to run our business. And in some countries, if you got really nice business plan, states are going to finance your business. They're going to what? Help you to start up your business. So some of countries will maybe do not take certain taxes. They might exempt you from what, paying taxes for a certain period of time. And the next one is promotion. Promotion is how you go and make your product heard, right? Maybe your service through using digital marketing tools, I don't know, through traditional advertising methods and techniques. Yeah, as a process of making your product heard. Now it's time to actualization. We got them all. Now time to having what? Managerial skills. Okay, we have to maybe hire I don't know, highly skilled employees. Maybe we got to finish all sort of legal documentation process. This all actualization process. The last one is harvesting. It's time to collect the fruits, okay, to harvest them. That means, yes, we did our best to follow all these steps: idea generation, developing business plan, resourcing, promotion, actualization, and we got to harvesting. Okay, in harvesting, generally we go and collect and making profit. Time to make profit and make everybody happy. Just give the salaries of employees, and calculation of our what annual cost and revenue and profit. The next one, business opportunity and idea. So it's worth knowing that idea and opportunity is much more different, but they might sound similar, right? So as you see here, so idea is simple, the idea of how something should work, right? Right now, I got the idea of, let's say, clean energy consuming, let's say, car, but still it is still idea. So now I have the whole process of how it should work, okay? Maybe through using electricity, maybe, I don't know, by other means, I'm not sure, but still we should know that it is idea of how something should work, right? So there is no any process, it's not profit generated at first, so yeah, it cannot be commercialized, it cannot be sold at first. It is a belief that how something should get to a market and reach its final customer. These days, most of companies, they started up or they started producing what? Clean energy consuming cars, automobiles. So it means right now they're giving priority. Now, as a business, as a company, I have to do the same thing in order to stay in competition. Because this is competitive right now. If I don't do that, if I do not produce these sort of cars, it means right now I left certain group of people. So I should keep them content as well. I should keep them what? Satisfied as well. Because I got thousands of millions of consumers with different ideas and preferences. That's why it's my priority to keep them what? Satisfied. Idea, as I said, this is the first step of making opportunity, of turning this into opportunity. Most of ideas are worthless, okay? Most of them. That's why we're going to test them. We're going to test them like litmus test. We should test them whether it's worth what? Investing or not. Okay, so it's, as I said, this is a pathway to how to get to the what? Opportunity. Okay, here is the testing ideas. As I said you, we got idea, right? We got idea, and we would like this idea to turn into what? Into opportunity. Now we have to identify certain things. Okay, our main priority was that we made our research and we found out that we have a gap in this market. So there was a problem. Now we're offering solution to this problem. Okay, there's a gap. As an entrepreneur, we should fill that gap. We should fill that gap. Now, in order what? In order to satisfy our consumers. It's very important to answer these three questions. If we would like to turn any idea into opportunity, we should answer these three questions effectively. Okay. The first one is market. So by market, we don't mean here the physical place which people engage in exchange. No. By market, we mean here a group of people, a group of consumers, right? Which might have what? Interest in this initiative, in the product that we already what? Plan to produce. So this is market. Are we going to have that group of market, that group of people which have these problems? Okay, we already made our research that there's a gap, there's a problem. So are these people going to what? To be found. So market. So to identify this group of people. The second one is capital. We need money. Of course, it varies. For example, if you try to start up a business, but your main focus is service sector, you may not that amount of money, that high amount of money, right? The great amount of budget. Maybe you can use from your savings. But if you're trying to start up a manufacturing company, you need really what? Deep amount of money. You should go deep down to your pocket and you should raise that amount of money and just start up your business, because the money is everything here, the capital. Okay. And last one, the management. Okay, by management, actually here it is of course it's nice to be to be highly skillful in terms of managing, in terms of operating your business. But here at least we have to have certain skills, abilities, a knowledge of starting up this business, okay, and network. So what does it mean? It means, for example, you've been working, let's say, as a waiter, right, for 5 years in a restaurant. Now you somehow did your best to save certain amount of money to start up your business. So during this process, 5 years as a waiter, you had enough time to analyze, to see the whole process of entrepreneurship, how a restaurant should be managed, right? Based on your previous experience, now you might be much more knowledgeable in terms of how to rule and how to run a business. After answering these 3 questions successfully, if you find solution and answer to these questions, then you can turn this idea into opportunity. If you don't have any answers, to these 3 questions, most probably you're going to be failed, and it's not worth starting up your business. That's why we should have at least the knowledge of how to find out that group of consumers, because at first you would be what? Sole trader, because you just newly credited. You're going most probably to run your business on your own. That's why at least you have to have certain abilities, skills, and knowledge how to manage and run this very business. Yes, thank you so much for your time, for being kind with your time, for being generous with your time. I did my best to explain entrepreneurship, characteristics of entrepreneurship, the process of entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial process, the business opportunities, and how to turn business idea into business opportunity. Thank you so much.